Hello, today I'm back with a versus video. This time I'll be comparing two iconic albums from the world of nu metal, and those albums are Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park and Satellite by P.O.D. So yeah, both were very successful at the time of their release. And let's first talk about Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park. So yeah, again, it was definitely a very big commercial success for the band, and to me, one of the best debut albums in the world of nu metal, to be honest. And for many people, it is their favorite from the band, or one of their favorites. You definitely get a variety of opinions on what's the band's best nowadays, especially as time has gone on, as years have gone on. I've definitely noticed more people point to 1,000 Suns as their favorite or as their best. But I'm in the Meteora camp. I feel like Meteora is the band's peak, and it's also one of my favorite albums of all time. But yeah, back to Hybrid Theory. I do feel like the hit singles off the album do still hold up to this day. I still enjoy them nowadays, such as, of course, songs like One Step Closer and In the End. In the End, you can maybe say is maybe a tad overplayed or a tad overrated, depending on who you ask, but that is a song that I still do dig. I do still have a soft spot for that song, along with really the whole album. But I mean, you have the hit singles that are still great, but you also have some pretty good deep cuts on the album, such as songs like With You and By Myself and A Place for My Head. I definitely dig the screams from Chester later in that song too. But yeah, this album also shows that Chester and Mike have great chemistry when it comes to their vocals. You can definitely notice that in songs like, of course, Paper Cut and Points of Authority and some others. But yeah, all around, definitely solid vocalists. I mean, with Chester, this album, along with other Linkin Park albums, again, really shows that he is honestly one of the best vocalists in the world of nu metal. You can definitely hear it in songs like Crawling and Points of Authority and Pushing Me Away. Again, definitely has an iconic, great, unique voice, and of course, definitely rest in peace. Definitely would have loved to have the opportunity to see them live, but unfortunately, I never got the chance. But yeah, Hybrid Theory, again, definitely one of the best albums from the world of nu metal, along with, of course, their second album, Meteora, too. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to Satellite by P.O.D. So with this album, came out back in 2001, and to this day, it is still their most commercially successful album. You have some of their biggest songs on here, like Alive, Boom, and Youth of the Nation. But you also have another solid single on here, and that song is Satellite, which is, of course, the title track, and unfortunately wasn't as big as Alive and Boom and Youth of the Nation. I feel like that song should have been as big as those songs, and I feel like it's also probably one of their best singles, and also one of my favorite P.O.D. songs, to be honest. All around, definitely a strong track for the band, and the album also starts off with a solid banger with Set It Off. Definitely one of my favorites on the album. But yeah, throughout the album, with P.O.D, you get a mix of rock, rap, and reggae, and I do like it when they show off the more reggae side, such as in songs like Ridiculous and Without Jaw Nothing. But I do also like their more melodic side too, especially when you hear it in songs like Ghetto and Thinking About Forever. And P.O.D does show that they do also have their heavier sides, such as in songs like Portrait, which is, of course, the obvious one. But yeah, I think the album also has some pretty good deep cuts too. Some of my favorite deep cuts on here probably being Without Jaw Nothing and Ridiculous. I really like that song. And yeah, I would also point to Masterpiece Conspiracy too. That's another pretty good song off the album. But yeah, also Sonny's vocals. I do like his rapping. I do like his flows. Now, kind of like with Mike Shinoda, Sonny, his rapping, his flows, nothing too complicated. Nothing too straight crazy out of the box or anything, but more simplistic, more straightforward. But at the same time, I feel like his rapping, his flows do suit the songs well, and all around, definitely a solid vocalist. And it was also really cool to meet him along with the rest of the band. When I saw the P.O.D live a year or two ago, I did that through VIP, and yeah, it was definitely worth it. But yeah, I saw them with Korn and Evanescence. But yeah, Satellite, to me, definitely one of the band's best. Fundamental Elements of Celltown nowadays is probably my favorite. For the longest time, Satellite was my favorite, but now Elements of Celltown is at the top for me, with this album, of course, being in close second. But yeah, I do think they also have some other pretty good albums, like the self-titled, which not everyone's into. I mean, which I get. I mean, that album's a bit darker, a bit different, but still feels like P.O.D. But again, I do enjoy that album. Testify and Murder to Love are also pretty good too. But yeah, Satellite all around, definitely another really great album from the world of nu metal. But yeah, if I were to choose which album I like more for this video, I'm gonna have to go with Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park. If you were to compare the amount of quote-unquote filler tracks, I feel like Hybrid Theory probably has less filler, but at the same time, I would say that Satellite has really little to no filler, little at most. But also, I feel like Hybrid Theory might have more replay value. I mean, really at the end of the day, it might depend on my mood, but again, for the video, I'm gonna have to go with probably Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park. But again, at the end of the day, still both really great albums. But anyways, let me know your thoughts. Do you love or hate these albums? Let me know some of your favorite or least favorite songs from these albums. Were these albums that you grew up with? Have you seen these bands live? Have you met the bands? And of course, all that good stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching. Please leave a comment and a like, subscribe. Have a nice day, and take care.